I'm going to be cooking cottage pie. Mine's a bit different from a standard cottage pie because mine is almost half vegetables. Let's go through what I've got. I've got 800 grams of minced beef, ground beef. I've got 2 large onions. I've got 4 carrots and 1 small bunch of celery, 1 small head of celery here. I've got a big pan of cooked potatoes, which I will mash with some milk, salt, pepper and butter. That's the ingredients of my cottage pie. Here are all my ingredients: onion, celery and carrots and minced beef. And I'm going to saute these. I will time it, which I don't normally do, but for your benefit I will time it to see how long does it actually take to saute this. Okay, I am sauteing. This is after 10 minutes on a medium to high heat. I'm going to keep going. That's after 10 minutes. So I timed the sauteing and it came to 25 minutes. When it starts to sizzle and starts to catch, you've effectively browned the meat. This will be insipid and bland if you do not brown the meat. Now, at this stage, I don't add any salt. And I don't add any salt because I'm using a stock cube and that's got enough salt. I sauteed this for 25 minutes. I then made up 1 litre of stock with 2 beef stock cubes. I'm going to bring this to the boil, then simmer it. I'll time how long that takes to make sure all the celery and all the carrots are lovely and soft. I only added 800 millilitres of the stock to the pot. I will add it in the other 200 millilitres if it's needed. I've made the basis of a gravy mix now. I've added 2 tablespoons of rhum, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, a good sprinkle of black pepper and 1 heaped tablespoon of corn flour. I added a little water to that and then I added the rest of the stock to it, and I've got 200 mils of liquid in here, and I will add that to my mixture. Here is the finished base of our cottage pie. I'm going to stir it so you can see the texture of it. Gravy's quite glossy. If you're in the UK, the frugal version of this is you just use instant gravy granules. We can't buy those here in France, that's why I now make my own gravy. You could add, at this point, get a teaspoon, take some out, make sure it's cool enough to taste it, and taste it. You flavour it the way you like it. You could add ketchup, you could have tomato puree, you could add brown sauce. To people outside of the UK, you don't know what brown sauce is. Brown sauce is a thickened, pourable sauce, a condiment like ketchup, and it has the flavour of Worcestershire sauce. So that's the texture of it when it's done. Here it is in 2 roasting dishes. You'd need a 2 litre to 4 litre size dish for this. Now I make this quite wet. This is kind of the texture, and UK people will know this as mince and onions and gravy. and we don't add an extra gravy to this when we cook it. So it has that kind of gravy texture inside of it. It's how I stretch it to make it go further. It's how I make it a frugal meal. You can make it with a lot less fluid, so it's more meaty. You could take the vegetables out. You could add different vegetables. But I'm about to go ahead and add the potatoes on top. So what are you doing? I'm just spreading it out with a fork. Now, I don't do masses of mashed potato. I do enough. Again, we're 2 adults. What you can do to stretch this further is you can make a lot more mashed potato and have the mashed potato a lot thicker. And that's what I do. I've made 2. I always make 2 because this one will not get cooked right now. I'll just put a lid on it and I will just freeze it right now. As you can see, I've made 2. One we will eat for our dinner later, and we will have it again tomorrow, reheated as Ding cuisine. I will literally plate up 4 meals. 2 meals we will eat tonight, 2 meals I will cover, and I will show you what I do with that. And this one here, when it is cold, it's going to go in the freezer. It's quite wibbly wobbly to hold. The trick is put it on a tray or a plate. Keep it until it goes cold, then refrigerate, then freeze. If you're worried about food hygiene, you can just put your freezer on a high setting and freeze this straight away. But it is never good for your freezer to put something warm into your freezer. Chill it first. This one's going to go in the fridge. We will eat it later with tons and tons of vegetables. Here's the finished dinner, 4 cottage pies with cabbage and peas. It does look like a mountain, but we don't eat in between meals, and we also don't eat desserts or snacks either. So that's the 4 of them. It's going to be a bit wibbly wobbly cam now because I'm filming this myself. And I have put domes on 2 of them. Sorry about the filming, doing it myself. Those will go into the fridge and they will be microwaved tomorrow. So I won't cook tomorrow, won't have the oven on tomorrow. And that will be Ding cuisine. So there is, that one looks quite good. Cottage pie, cabbage and peas, tons and tons of vegetables. Meat's more of a flavouring than the main event. So there we are. I hope you liked our tutorial. For very, very thrifty, feed 8 people, so that makes 8 meals, 2 cottage pies, one's in the freezer, 2 Ding cuisines for tomorrow, cottage pie. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this thrifty food tutorial.